soul seeker, truth traveler, ancient warrior awakening in a digital world. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to share will shatter everything you thought you knew about meditation and consciousness itself. Have you ever wondered why the greatest mystics in history, from Tibetan monks to Egyptian priests, meditated in complete darkness for months while we're told to stare at glowing screens for inner peace? What if the very device promising to unlock your consciousness is actually blocking the most sacred gland in your brain, the biological gateway to cosmic awareness? What if thousands of years of spiritual wisdom are being quietly erased by blue light algorithms, specifically designed to keep you spiritually asleep and endlessly seeking? What if the meditation app industry, worth over $1.2 billion, has built its entire empire on preventing you from accessing the transcendent states that are your birthright as a human being? Together, we're about to uncover a truth so profound and disturbing that meditation app companies spend millions of dollars to keep it hidden from consciousness seekers like you. Ancient soul dwelling in a modern matrix of digital deception. Imagine for a moment that everything you've been taught about meditation by corporate spirituality is not just wrong, but is a carefully constructed lie designed to keep you spiritually dependent and energetic. Imagine that the $1.2 billion meditation app industry, with its sleek interfaces and celebrity endorsements, has built its entire empire on systematically blocking the very transcendent experiences they promise to deliver. Imagine that every guided meditation, every soothing voice, every notification reminding you to practice is actually part of a sophisticated system to prevent you from discovering your own infinite inner wisdom. Together, we will journey into the deepest mysteries of human consciousness, uncover the sinister truth about how digital meditation hijacks your spiritual sovereignty, and reclaim the ancient biological technology already. Dr. Sarah Chen, a brilliant neuroscientist and consciousness researcher at Stanford University, made a discovery 5 years ago that sent devastating shockwaves through the entire meditation research community and threatened to destroy billion-dollar corporate interests. While studying the brains of authentic Tibetan monks, using the most advanced MRI technology available to modern science, she noticed something that challenged every assumption contemporary neuroscience held about consciousness, meditation, and human spiritual potential. These monks, who had dedicated their entire lives to practicing traditional screen-free meditation in mountain caves and monastery darkness, showed absolutely extraordinary activation patterns. But here's where Dr. Chen's groundbreaking discovery becomes deeply disturbing and personally threatening to every person who has ever used a meditation app, Consciousness Explorer. When she meticulously compared these remarkable brain scan results with thousands of dedicated meditation app users, people who had been faithfully meditating with their smartphones and tablets daily for years, following guided meditations religiously, and despite their sincere dedication, consistent daily practice, and genuine desire for spiritual growth, these digital meditators showed pineal glands that appeared almost completely dormant, calcified, and energetically dead compared to their screen-free. The implications hit her like a spiritual lightning bolt. We weren't just using technology to meditate. We were systematically blocking the very biological gateway to expanded consciousness. The pineal gland research reveals that this tiny crystalline structure, smaller than a grain of rice yet more sophisticated than any supercomputer, has been revered across every major spiritual tradition throughout history. The ancient Egyptians built entire temples around its mysteries, calling it the Eye of Horus. Hindusagas knew it as the Ajna chakra, the third eye that sees beyond the physical realm. Even Descartes, the father of rational thought, declared it the point where the soul meets the body. But modern science has discovered something even more extraordinary, fellow truth seeker. Functional MRI studies show that when authentic practitioners enter deep meditative states, their pineal glands literally light up like stars in the darkness of their brains. This isn't metaphor. This is measurable brain activation that corresponds directly to reported experiences of expanded consciousness, inner light visions, and transcendent states that mystics have described for millennia. Research confirms that people who meditate show significantly higher concentrations of melatonin. But melatonin is just the beginning. The pineal gland produces a complex symphony of neurochemicals that create windows into dimensions of awareness that most humans never experience in their entire lives. Together, we're uncovering that your pineal gland isn't just an organ. It's your biological connection to the infinite, your internal gateway to cosmic consciousness. But here's the devastating truth that will change how you see every meditation app on your phone. Spiritual warrior. Every single time you open that app, your screen emits blue light waves directly into your eyes, the same frequency that nature designed to suppress the very chemicals your pineal gland needs to activate higher states of consciousness. Blue light research proves that artificial light suppresses melatonin production by up to 85%, but the implications go far beyond sleep. When you expose your pineal gland to digital blue light during meditation, the exact moment when it should be producing transcendent neurochemicals, you're essentially sending biological signals that it's bright daylight when your soul is trying to journey into the deepest mysteries of existence. You're blocking your own enlightenment with the very tool that promises to deliver it. Imagine this haunting scene, truth traveler. Ancient Tibetan monks would retreat into mountain caves, spending months in complete darkness to activate their pineal glands. They understood what modern neuroscience is only now rediscovering through expensive brain imaging studies. Darkness isn't the absence of light. It's the presence of everything your consciousness needs to transcend ordinary reality. These enlightened beings knew that the pineal gland responds to darkness like a flower responds to sunlight, blooming into states of awareness that no technology can replicate. But we've been systematically programmed to believe we need guidance, sounds, apps, and glowing screens to find inner peace. We've traded the infinite wisdom of our own consciousness for the artificial glow of Silicon Valley algorithms. And our pineal glands, our biological connection to the divine, are paying the ultimate price. The meditation app industry has created spiritual dependency where there should be sovereign awakening. Let me share with you the 3 hidden dangers that every meditation app user faces. Dangers that could be keeping you from the very experiences you seek most desperately. Consciousness Explorer. The first danger is the blue light trap. Blue light enhances cognitive performance and analytical thinking, which sounds beneficial until you realize this is the exact opposite of what transcendent meditation requires. While your conscious mind thinks it's meditating, your pineal gland receives powerful electromagnetic signals that it's time to be alert, focused, and mentally active, not receptive to the subtle dimensions of expanded awareness. You're literally fighting against your own biology every time you meditate with a screen. The second danger is electromagnetic interference. Your smartphone emits complex electromagnetic fields that interact destructively with the delicate crystalline structure of your pineal gland. Scientific studies show that electromagnetic radiation disrupts the pineal gland's natural magnetic sensitivity. Imagine trying to tune into the most subtle spiritual frequencies while a radio tower broadcasts static directly into your brain. That's exactly what happens when you meditate with any electronic device. The third and most insidious danger is the dependency syndrome. Digital meditation creates psychological and spiritual dependency where there should be sovereign inner guidance. Instead of developing your natural ability to enter meditative states anywhere, anytime, using only your consciousness, you become reliant on external prompts, guided voices, and technological interfaces. Your spiritual power gets outsourced to programmers who have never experienced the states they're trying to guide you toward. Together, we must face this uncomfortable truth. Ancient soul awakening in a modern world. The meditation app industry profits from keeping you dependent, keeping you seeking, keeping you believing that enlightenment comes through screens instead of through the miraculous technology already installed in your consciousness. They've turned the most natural human capacity, the ability to transcend ordinary awareness, into a subscription-based service. Now let me share with you the sacred knowledge that will liberate your consciousness from digital dependency forever. Spiritual warrior. Every tradition that has successfully unlocked human potential has known these secrets, and together we can rediscover them in their full power. The Tibetan monks that Dr. Chen studied didn't need apps, sounds, or guidance. They possessed something infinitely more powerful, the activated wisdom of their own pineal glands and complete trust in their innate capacity for transcendence. Brain imaging studies confirm that authentic meditators show increased structural integrity of the pineal gland, but only those who practice the ancient way, in darkness, in silence, in complete sovereignty. Here's the transformative practice that will begin reactivating your dormant pineal gland within days. Truth Seeker. Find a space where you can create complete darkness. Not just dim light, but absolute darkness. Sit comfortably and close your eyes, but this time there will be no screens, no sounds, no guided voices, just you and the infinite intelligence that created your consciousness. Begin with just 10 minutes in this sacred darkness. At first, your mind will rebel. It's been trained to need constant stimulation, digital guidance, external direction. But as you persist through this initial resistance, something magical begins to occur. Your pineal gland, finally free from the interference of artificial light and electromagnetic frequencies, starts to remember its true function. You might begin seeing lights behind your closed eyelids, swirling colors, geometric patterns, golden spirals of energy that seem to emerge from the darkness itself. This isn't imagination, consciousness, explorer. This is your pineal gland producing its own inner light, creating visual phenomena that researchers call endogenous light production. You're witnessing your biological connection to expanded awareness as it activates for the first time in years, perhaps decades. But first, we must heal the damage that digital meditation has inflicted on your sacred gland. Spiritual alchemist. Years of blue light exposure, electromagnetic interference, and artificial stimulation have left most people's pineal glands calcified and energetically dormant. Here's the precise protocol for reversing this damage and reclaiming your birthright of cosmic consciousness. Week 1 and 2. Implement the digital sunset protocol. Stop using all screens 2 hours before any meditation practice and before sleep. Let your pineal gland begin remembering what natural circadian rhythms feel like. During this phase, you're breaking the addiction to artificial light that has been suppressing your spiritual potential. Week 3 and 4. Begin the morning consciousness reset. Start each day with 5 minutes of darkness meditation before reaching for any digital device. Claim sovereignty over your awareness before the external world claims you. This practice alone will begin shifting your entire relationship with consciousness from dependency to autonomy. Week 5 through 8. Enter the deep activation phase. Extend your darkness meditation to 20 to 30 minutes. This is where the profound transformations occur, where your pineal gland begins producing the neurochemical states that ancient mystics spent lifetimes trying to achieve. This is where you transcend everything meditation apps claim to offer. Support this practice with foods that nourish your pineal gland. Spiritual nutritionist. Pure spring water, chlorella, spirulina, raw cacao, and organic foods free from fluoride and synthetic chemicals. Your pineal gland is a biological treasure that deserves the finest nourishment available on this planet. Now comes the most challenging yet liberating phase of your journey. Freedom seeker. You must systematically wean yourself from digital meditation dependency. Begin by alternating between your current app-based practice and authentic darkness meditation. Notice the profound differences in the quality of awareness, the depth of silence, the spontaneous insights that emerge only in screen-free practice. Gradually increase the darkness sessions while decreasing digital dependence until you need no external guidance whatsoever. This isn't about rejecting technology entirely, but about reclaiming your spiritual sovereignty. Use apps only for learning new techniques, never for dependency. Your consciousness is infinitely more sophisticated than any algorithm, your inner wisdom more profound than any programmed voice. When you meditate in natural darkness, you're not just practicing an ancient technique, you're activating biological systems that evolution has been perfecting for millions of years. You're joining an unbroken lineage of mystics, saints, shamans, and awakened beings who understood that the greatest spiritual technology is the one already installed in your brain. Every moment you spend in authentic, screen-free meditation is a moment of reclamation, a step toward the expanded consciousness that is your absolute birthright as a human being. Research confirms that meditation experience correlates directly with increased structural integrity of the pineal gland, but only when practiced as nature and our ancestors intended, in darkness, in silence, in complete trust of our infinite inner wisdom. Together we've journeyed through a truth that changes everything. Consciousness revolutionary. Your smartphone isn't just a convenient device. When used for meditation, it becomes an interference pattern between you and your highest spiritual potential. Your meditation app isn't just helpful software. It's potentially blocking the very transcendent experiences it promises to provide. But now, you possess this knowledge. Truth, traveler. Now you have the power to choose. Will you continue outsourcing your spiritual experience to Silicon Valley algorithms designed to keep you seeking rather than finding? Or will you reclaim the ancient spiritual technology that mystics have used to achieve enlightenment for thousands of years? The sacred darkness is calling to you. Spiritual warrior, your pineal gland is calling to you. The infinite mystery of your own consciousness is calling to you with a voice that no app can replicate, a wisdom that no program can contain. Your transformation begins with a single brave step into darkness, away from the screens, away from the guided voices, into the profound silence where your true spiritual power has been waiting patiently for your return. Ancient practitioners knew this secret. Indigenous shamans knew this secret. Enlightened masters throughout history knew this secret. Together, we reclaim the inner light that darkness reveals. Together, we reactivate the pineal gland's cosmic function. Together, we remember our true nature beneath all the digital noise and spiritual commercialization. The path of the authentic seeker isn't comfortable, but it's the only path that leads to genuine spiritual freedom rather than spiritual consumerism. Your consciousness deserves nothing less than its full infinite potential. Your pineal gland deserves nothing less than complete activation and sovereignty. Fellow traveler on the pathless path, the ancient mystery of consciousness awaits your courageous return to authentic practice. Every moment you delay is a moment your pineal gland remains in artificial sleep. Every day you choose screens over silence is a day you postpone your own awakening. The ultimate question that will determine your spiritual destiny stands before you now. Are you ready to turn off the screen, embrace the sacred darkness that birthed every enlightened being in history, and rediscover the meditation practice that has been awakening human consciousness since the dawn of time? Your ancestors practiced this way. Your DNA remembers this way. Your pineal gland is designed for this way. The only thing standing between you and transcendent awareness is the courage to trust your own consciousness more than corporate meditation algorithms. Soul seeker, truth traveler, consciousness revolutionary, the journey back to your authentic spiritual power begins now. The ancient mystery calls your name. The question echoes through eternity. Will you finally answer?